Welcome to The Factor Uncensored. When abortion was overturned, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas hinted it was time to look at same-sex marriages. But now gay and interracial marriages are protected by the Biden administration to a certain extent. The president made it official today, signing the Respect for Marriage Act into law. A lot of people across the country were worried those rights would be next on the chopping block after Roe versus Wade. Let's talk about it. Here on The Factor Uncensored, we have with us Representative Ron Reynolds and State Representative Jolanda Jones. So, Jolanda, when you heard this news, what does it mean to you?
It means I can go get married if I find somebody to marry, and no matter where I go, it has to be respected. So you can't discriminate against me if I'm married to a woman. So now, yeah.
What was the concern before all of this, before President Biden signed this act?
Well, we thought we had a right to privacy with Roe v. Wade. It was overturned with Dobbs. So being able to marry whoever you wanted to marry, that's a privacy right. So when you start chipping away at privacy rights like Roe v. Wade, and then you have an idiot like Clarence Thomas who is married to a white woman saying that they're looking at that part, that they're looking at interracial marriage, and McConnell the same way, he's married to someone who's not his race, then we need to protect that. And so this was preemptive. It was offense. It wasn't defense. And so I'm thankful so that even if you come to Texas and the people here don't want to welcome you or they don't like you because you're GLBT, they can't deny you rights. And the beautiful thing about it is if you deny me rights in any state across the states for a valid marriage that I have, I can sue you, or I can get the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice can sue you. So it helps us.
Now, we've heard the term, State Representative Ron Reynolds, codify. What does that mean exactly in legislative terms and to the layman out there when we say now it's been codified?
So when President Biden took this action, he made it an affirmative into law so that no state can now go back, just like Representative Jones said, and then do something different. So basically, this is something that we needed to protect same-sex marriages, interracial marriages. That was, when you see the decisions that she talked about in Dobbs, Clarence Thomas said in his dissent out loud what some Republicans wanted to do. The next thing that they were doing after Roe, they got that, right? The next thing they were going to do, the Christian conservatives, was to go attack gay rights. That was the next thing that they were going to do. So now this protects, this gives the full effect of the federal law so that no states, no red states, I'm concerned about Texas, our own state, who led the fight to take away a woman's right to choose, would have been in line with some of those states that would have wanted to take away same-sex couples' right to marry. And so this takes that off the table.
Now, did we miss the opportunity to so-called codify with Roe versus Wade? Could the Congress have made that choice to take action before the Supreme Court did?
Yeah, but we had, Doma, the Defense of Marriage Act. So the Supremes came and they said that it wasn't a right given to you in the Constitution. So we've got to get a change of tide with people. And unfortunately, as a lawyer, the Supreme Court used to base decisions on stare decisis, on established law. They have hijacked, the Republicans and the conservatives have hijacked the Supreme Court. To me, it is not legitimate because they are making political decisions and they are creating laws and they are disenfranchising people who don't think like them. It was not like that before. And so that's what concerns me, which is why what the president did, what he signed today, was so important. And it repealed DOMA.
And I'll just add to that, they could have done it, and they should have done it, but they took it for granted based on what she said, based on precedent that Roe versus
really
Wade.
Quick for the viewer out there, you're saying they could have preserved Roe versus Wade.
They thought it was settled law.
Meaning Congress.
That Congress could have done it. They thought it was settled law so that we don't have to touch it. But they could have done it, and they should have done it. Had they had a tunnel vision, hindsight being 20/20, they should have done it when they had the the strong majority in the House and the Senate and the president. They should have done it. That would have taken it off the table. But unfortunately, they didn't. But they didn't foresee this happening. They thought this is well settled. No one's ever going to touch it. The Supreme Court's going to respect it. But the Supreme Court is so politicized right now that nothing is off the table.
But every time there was a Trump appointment, many people said, this could come.
Yes.
This could come, but Congress never took action.
Well, they lied. They lied on those confirmations.
But here's the deal. I'm going to say it again. The law has always been settled with stare decisis. So why would you believe that the Supreme Court would undo the law? Normally, justices respect the law.
Right.
That's what we're taught in law school. And so there are justices who, like, I don't agree with this, but this law is settled. But it's not like that anymore. It's like Trump emboldened everybody.
Yeah.
Like every piece of racism that man has in his heart has projected onto the people who feel the exact same way as him. At least at one point, when we believed in civil rights as a country, you know, people would keep their thoughts and their feelings to themselves. Now they got like big cojones.
Well, they're making America great again.
No, they ain't.
I'm being facetious.
Oh, okay.
If they can roll back the clock, Isaiah, on the civil rights protections, which they have, they've rolled back the clock to, in Texas, Jim Crow 2.0 with our voter suppression bill. If they could take away, if they could go back to separate, I think that some people would. That is how bad it's gotten. And I don't trust the Supreme Court to uphold anything there. And that is why they need to do everything they can to make sure that they enact everything into law while they can.
We want to thank you both. State Representative Jolanda Jones, good to see you. What is this?
She
fly. That's a fly rail.
It's very gay.
State Representative Ron Rose, thank you both.
Thank you.